Welcome to Oscar and Masha channel. Today it's a bicycle edition.
I thought it was kicking on my head edition.
The idea of this video will be like to round up of our season and share with you our plans for the next season. My season started kind of early in May. I went to Turkey to do some hike with my friends. It was a 2 week trip, and right after coming back I jumped into the Eco Trail of Paris, which was around 30 kilometers. Nice. But it was like very small elevation gain, I think around 400 meters, but it was nice and fast, and it's close to home.
And very eco.
Very eco.
Gave you nothing, just paper.
Yeah, it actually like super expensive for what it is. Maybe it's complicated to organize, but for me, like to pay 60 plus euro. Yeah, but no medal, no t-shirt, and
almost no
aid stations.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I will do it again. It's nice to kick up this season, but not really nice price quality value.
And next, we did a 21-kilometer race in Paris. We ran alongside the runners of Paris Marathon, and we decided to do as much as we could, and we did 21 kilometers. We tried to do as fast as possible, so I think I did it in 2 hours 10 minutes.
I did 25.
Like yeah, she did more than me, because I had a cramp.
But the main reason was we decided to run it very late in the season. I decided in the second part of the January I wanted to run the full marathon, but they didn't have any more the entrance fee like.
Yeah, there was no place to go, so we had to try, and we snuck in a little bit.
But we didn't use any station, we just follow along.
Yeah, of course, I mean, we did it really bad. And I got my first cramp for running at the 21st kilometer, that's why I stopped.
With that we're going to May, and
that's when we went to Alsace, which is the first race that I've ever done in my life. It was 34 kilometers, I think, and 1,200 meters elevation gain, something like this. It was not so bad, but I remember that it was amazing, the feeling of going to your first finish line. You know, you're super tired, because I think at that kilometer 21st I was already cramping, and my arms, because I was using my poles, they were cramping up also, so I didn't really enjoy the last part when I finished. And I remember I got the beautiful glass that I'm gonna show here. And of course, if you want to see the whole race, you can see in the places here.
Next race was in June with some of my friends from Russia. We decided to do together the Moer Race.
We did the 42-kilometer race.
42-kilometer version. And I'm not even sure it was 40. But anyway, it was around 1.7, 1.8 meters of elevation gain.
Yeah, it was beginning to be a challenge.
Yeah, it was the first race that we ran together.
Yeah.
And it was funny to try to compete a bit.
A bit. I was trying to beat you, but it didn't work. Sorry.
Anyway, all of the details as well we have here in the channel, if you're interested in. Next race was my race. In July I ran E55 of Iger, and it was super great experience. A little bit hot. I was super stressed because the cutoff's very short, but made it, enjoy it. It was super cool.
And I was not there.
And someone left me.
I didn't leave you, my friend was coming.
Anyway, it was fun because the other friend of mine was there running 250 version of the same race. I kind of wasn't alone.
She has a crazy fast. She's not crazy, she's just crazy fast.
And actually August we didn't race at all. For me it was a big training block in the mountains. I went for vacation in Nice area, and it was super hot. That was good to prepare myself in case of the hot weather. And I ran more than 100k in that period of time.
And then I joined.
And Oscar joined me later, and we did the canyoning and some smaller hikes.
The canyoning was very good, because it was when we actually learned how to fight our fears of dropping more than 4 meters. Actually 4.
He's fierce.
Hey, you didn't drop from 10 meters?
I don't like to jump, but meh.
It's okay. I learned to jump and let go.
Yeah. in September was the top race for me in the season.
The Climax.
Yeah, 100k in Mont Blanc area.
Chamonix.
Yeah.
And
Very nice, very competitive race. I enjoyed a lot. I suffer a lot, and you will have a video soon or already in the channel.
hopefully soon. And now to talk about my climax of the season, when I did more than 42 kilometers, 44, and I became an ultra runner. It was in the Swiss peaks, which were very peaky and very hot. I even had to puke. To me, it was the best experience ever because I didn't think I could ever finish something more than 20 kilometers, let alone 44 with 2.4 thousand meters of elevation and also 3.2 thousand meters down. So, you know, going down hurts more than going up. That's what she said. Sorry about that.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, but actually it was really difficult to finish, and I walked the whole way, and I think I was the second to last, so I wasn't the last one.
Big win.
Take that, last guy.
I think it was a girl.
Don't say it.
Personally, I'm pretty happy with how it went, and we already have some plans for between season and for the next season.
Yeah, because we want to continue being, you know, motivated and do energetic stuff and do exercise and sports while we can. Therefore, we went to McDonald's today.
It was super good.
I'm fat.
Me too.
I'm the fattest.
Ultra runner in the world.
Maybe. First, in between the seasons, we're gonna try to do Saint-Emilion, which is the night. It begins at 11 p.m. and it finishes when you finish. Actually, when you it finishes on the next day. So we're gonna try to make it exciting. It's the first time we're gonna not be able to sleep. Then we're gonna actually start the season in Italy, in a place called Chianti.
But it's around 1,000 meters of elevation gate, not that much.
Yeah, it's not so much. It's good to start. It's 40 kilometers distance, so it should be fine.
After that, later, I still don't know what we're gonna do in April, May, because initially we thought to do Alsace. We love this race from the last year, but today the short distance already sold out, and the longer distance, the prices just make no sense. It's too expensive. 130 for 40 kilometers.
It's too expensive, yeah.
It's too expensive for what it is. We decided to search for some other race. Probably it will be or Maxi Race or Transvolcania, but we will see. For now, it's a question mark. For the summertime, we already have one race booked, which is a Verbier. It's also one of the UTMB series races, which will be in Switzerland, not so far from where Oscar was suffering with Swiss peaks.
Hey.
We're still thinking what else we will add on the menu. I want to apply for the Lavaredo lottery, but since it's lottery, it's never sure. Last year I already tried, it didn't happen. Hope this year I'll be luckier. If not, next year I'll have the automatic entrance.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. And for the end of the next season, we're planning to apply for the lottery. As Oscar said, he wants to apply for OCC. I'm thinking about OCC or maybe CCCA again, because I'm not sure whether I'll be ready for the next year to do something bigger than that. And since it's lottery, you never know. As a plan B, we'll go back to Nice and run our 60 or 100 kilometer race. But we will see. We will wait for the results of the UTMB lottery, which will be in January.
So 100 kilometers is only for you. I'm not going to.
Oh, you can always do 62.
Sure, that's gonna be just the longest I've done ever.
But you know, in Nice it's always the best weather ever.
Maybe it's just very nice in Nice. Yeah.
That were Oscar and Masha and our plan for the next season. Thank you for watching and stay with us. For more adventures!